So thank you for coming. The mayor and I are here, along with Director Alviti, with some exciting news, actually. Some exciting news that we have reached agreement on a revised proposal for the 610 connector, which enables us to maintain the same budget, the same timeline, get the RFP out by the end of the year, but yet has a number of improvements that we've worked on collaboratively with the city over the past couple of months, which will make more open space available, connect neighborhoods, and also have more provision for pedestrian path and bike lanes. I have to say, before I make a few more comments, I am so proud of the team, my team at the state level, led by Director Alviti, as well as the city's team. In September, I put out a call to action. I said, we have a job to keep the people of Rhode Island safe. We can't delay, we don't have the luxury of time. I also ordered quarterly inspections at that time for 610, which are happening, and that everyone stepped up. So we didn't have a year or two to come up with a perfect design. We had a couple of months, and we've met constantly and continuously. The mayor and I, our teams have worked together. We've hired outside consultants, and as a result of that collaboration and hard work, we are here only a couple of months later with a proposal which is better, but allows us to get it done on time, on budget, and by the way, employ thousands of people in the coming years. Director Alviti is going to go through the details, but as I said, this will allow us to have more than a mile of new bike paths. It also, we are saving money by taking half the length of the Huntington Viaduct and replacing it with surface roads to keep traffic moving while helping to reknit the fabric of Providence's neighborhoods. We also, the new design includes the missing move, which we have all come to love talking about. So the missing move connects Route 10 North to Route 6 West, which will make driving from Cranston to Johnston quicker and also reduce traffic congestion in Olneyville, which was a priority of the mayor's and a very important community. So to all the stakeholders, many of whom are in the room, some of whom we've been talking to who couldn't be here, I want to say thank you. This is a prime example of good things that can happen when we collaborate. And what we have here is we're keeping Rhode Islanders safe, which is our primary goal. There is no delay in what we're doing. We're going to put thousands of people to work. We're improving bike lanes, making acres of land available for new development, stitching neighborhoods together, and knocking down, bringing down a highway, which I think all of us would agree is a good thing. So hats off to the team, and I'd like to turn it over to the mayor to offer a few comments.
Well, thank you, Governor, and I want to begin where the governor left off. That this was truly a collaborative process, with the city, with the state, but also with the community partners and stakeholders who lent their voice at a number of different community forums. And as the governor mentioned, we didn't have years to come up with the design, but we came up with something that we can all be very, very proud of. And the reason why we arrived at this point is because of the willingness to collaborate and cooperate by all the different stakeholders. So thank you, Governor. I also want to thank my Director of Planning and Development, Bonnie Nickerson, who has played point on the city's behalf, and her team have done an excellent job, as well as Director Alviti here from RIDOT, and we really appreciate the state's willingness to partner and collaborate throughout this process. So I'm proud to be here and to announce this design. And this design, as the governor mentioned, it'll help us reconnect neighborhoods, and these are neighborhoods that have long since either separated or cut off. So this is going to allow us to create a number of new connections. Again, as the governor mentioned, we're going to be able to create over a mile of bike paths. I bike to work every single day. I bike through this part every single day. And I can say personally, that this is going to make a major, major difference in our city. And very importantly, this also allows us to find 5 acres of new land for development, which is really important, and this will be along the sides of this connector project. So last March, here in the city, we started a public engagement process. And we held public meetings, and we talked about the possibilities of the 610 connector. And during these forums, we listened to the community, we listened to experts, and we brought in some national leaders. We studied what other cities have done as well, because of course we're not the only cities to have experienced an opportunity like this, so we learned from best practices in other areas. And we engaged stakeholders, and they provided invaluable input and have undoubtedly made this project and ultimate design much better. So over the past several weeks, the city and the state, we've been working very closely to come up with this design solution to improve the project. And through great work from the planning and Rhode Island DOT, we've arrived at this design solution and feel that it improves our neighborhoods, makes them more stronger and more resilient. I've mentioned some of the things that this is going to accomplish, but it bears mentioning once again the connecting of communities and connecting of neighborhoods that have been cut off for 60 years are going to be reconnected and restitched because of this. There's been a complete redesign and reconstruction of Broadway, Westminster, and Toby Street bridges, and they're all critical in connecting these communities. As I mentioned, we're reclaiming 5 acres for development, creating a 1-mile extension of the Washington secondary bike lane, and this is going to connect Silver Lake, Olneyville, the West End, Federal Hill, and the Valley neighborhood all together. And so this is going to be a tremendous amenity. And all the while, it's going to accomplish this while reducing traffic congestion in Olneyville Square, because as the governor mentioned, this missing connection will now be filled from Route 10 North to Route 6 West. And it's going to eliminate the need for cars to clog that area of Olneyville Square. So this process is proving something that we all have known all along, and that's that an open and inclusive process leads to better results. And as mayor, I'm confident that we are now making an investment that will yield the best return and will provide the greatest benefit for both the city and the state. So this improvement and will also include improvements to the rest of the connector in Dean Street and in Federal Hill. So we're excited about this additional phase of the project that will further strengthen our neighborhoods and create even more opportunity for economic development going forward. Lastly, I want to take a moment to truly thank all of the community members and everyone who participated from the city and from the state in this process. Your input and contributions to this project will make Providence a better place for future generations, and we are extremely grateful to see this kind of participation. Thank you.
Thank you.